next Deadpool and Wolverine trailer has dropped, and that means nerds around the world are spending the better part of their day today watching that trailer frame by frame looking for clues, including us over here at Top 10 Nerd. Starting off with something that might have been specifically for the movie fans. In the second Deadpool movie, Deadpool has something engraved right on the front of his gun. But in the second movie, it was only shown for like a second, and lots of fans were asking what the engraving said. They couldn't read it. So I think it's pretty funny that in this trailer, an entire frame is just dedicated to showing exactly what his engraving says. Smile, wait for the flash. I love it when movies respond to fans in subtle ways. In the scene, Wolverine does exactly as the engraving says. He smiles and waits for the flash. About 1 minute and 21 seconds into the trailer, we see a baby blue storefront. It is Liefeld's Just Feet. That is actually a cute little nod to Rob Liefeld, creator of Deadpool. And Rob, he has been open about this, so it's fair to tease him about Rob can't draw feet. He can't. Are they the worst feet drawings in the entire world? Arguably, yes. No, I'm kidding. But this is something that has been referenced before in the Deadpool movies. In Deadpool 2, Domino shows off her power, the power of luck. Luck is not exactly a bombshell, big reveal, flashy fireworks kind of power reveal, and Deadpool points out that the power is kind of goofy, that it's a wild idea come up by a man who can't draw feet. In Rob's defense, for most artists, they can't draw hands. When I was growing up, all my people stood with their hands behind their backs, so I can't blame Rob for finding increasingly clever ways to keep feet off his covers. In an interview with Inverse, Rob did say he loved the joke in the film, saying, "There's no greater shout out in the world. I got 3 kids who make fun of me all day long, so if my characters are making fun of me, all my kids are trashing me. I love it." If he liked that one-off, he is going to love the baby blue storefront. The store is also totally, completely destroyed in the trailer. To me, that represents that every time Rob tries drawing feet, it's a disaster. While we are looking into the symbolism of things that probably wasn't even intentional, I grew up loving English class, can you blame me? In the section of this trailer, we see the store. Deadpool and Wolverine are on a one-way street but walking in the other direction. That means a few different things to me. It's showing that they don't care about the rules, which is something that both characters are known for. Life is a one-way street, but both characters have a healing factor like you've never seen before and can come back from almost anything. Life's one way means nothing to them. And it's just quirky and funny. Emma Corrin is Cassandra Nova. Was I right or was I right? For anyone who's like, what is she talking about? In our first Easter egg decoding of the first Deadpool and Wolverine trailer Easter eggs you may have missed, check it out. In that one, I talked about how I was pretty sure it was Emma Corrin in the trailer because her ears match the silhouette ears in that trailer. There is no better feeling than saying something a little bit wild and having it turn out to be true. Anyway, Cassandra Nova is basically Professor X's evil twin. It's more complicated than that, of course. That's just like the easiest way to describe it. She is the anti-self of Professor X, his Mummadry, an entity everyone must fight before they are born. One is usually considered an eviler version of the other. That's not always true though. It certainly is here for that though. Cassandra is a bit of an unhinged woman. She is actually pretty unique to her kind. Typically Mummadry, when defeated, are done for. Cassandra is a girl boss though. She decided to live and build herself a body. She could do that as she entangled herself with Professor X in the womb and then could utilize his powers to create herself. She is appearing in this film now in this new trailer at minute 149, coming in with all the gaslight gatekeep girl boss energy with the line, "Boys are so silly. Go off girl." Welcome, Emma Corrin. Also spoken about in the first Easter egg breakdown was the Void. The Void was introduced to the MCU in the Marvel TV show Loki alongside the TVA, of course, which we see a lot in this trailer and the last one. The Void is basically the place at the end of time. Sounds scary? It is, but if anyone can handle it, it's Deadpool and Wolverine. What is interesting about putting the Void into the Deadpool franchise is that we will now hopefully get to see the Void at its full potential. Loki did a great job establishing the world, but that show was ultimately PG, so it couldn't show just how scary the Void might be. Deadpool being an R-rated movie will hopefully give fans more of an accurate understanding of this land after time. The reason I am speaking so surely about the Void being in the film is because at about 1 minute 51, we see this very large, shadowy monster rushing across a desert land, and it really looks like Eliath from the Void, and the desert looks like the Void Void's typical landscape. Presumably, the 35-second mark of the trailer is showing Deadpool and Wolverine in the barren Void desert, and in the background for a split second you can see the CN Tower. The top of the CN Tower. Y'all, I got so excited when I saw this because, like Deadpool, I am Canadian, and like Wolverine, I am Canadian. So this CN Tower is a nod to Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine's Canadian origins. Literally 1 second after seeing the big shadowy monster, after all that, we are given no room to breathe. It's at 1 minute 52 seconds that we see a giant, presumably Ant-Man or Giant Man, helmet. It opens up and we can actually see a skull. Hate that. We know it's the giant because there are regular people surrounding it, which we will get to in a moment. But the helmet. So in the MCU, we are used to seeing the Endgame world, the Spider-Man No Way Home universe. Ant-Man is alive and he's doing as good as he can be. So this indicates to me that this particular scene might be taking place in the Void. That would explain another set piece that I will talk about next. The wasteland is pretty barren like the Void is, and it's filled with random relics from MCU worlds past. When the mask lifts, we can see a row of teeth, so the guy's skull is in there. Someone is living in that. Evil layer goes crazy. It's been established that the Wolverine in this film has let down his world, so maybe this Ant-Man is from that universe that was messed up. For the second interesting set piece, it has to do with Deadpool's idol, Captain America. Deadpool loves Captain America. Let's run that back because I cannot stress it enough. Deadpool loves Captain America. The first time Deadpool met Captain America, he literally fought him because he was too big a fan. Look, if I met Taylor Swift, I would want to sing with her. If I met Rey, I would want to have a lightsaber battle. Makes sense that Deadpool would want to engage in combat with his favorite hero. He even once did a pretty unspeakable act to Agent Coulson just because Captain America told him to. It was the evil Cap, but this does show that Deadpool's unwavering, unquestioning devotion to his hero. In the first trailer, we see him do an adoring salute towards the Captain's image on a TVA screen, and in this trailer we have a car from the first Captain America movie, Captain America the First Avenger. I am saying this with 99% certainty. That 1% of doubt comes from the fact that I haven't seen the third Deadpool movie yet, but I did go back and watch the scene from Captain America with the car. It's towards the end of the First Avenger. Captain America is running down a runway after Red Skull to try and stop his plane taking off. Captain gets picked up by Peggy Carter and Phillips in a car. I'm going to argue that it is the car at 1 minute 52 of the trailer. It's towards the right side of the screen, it's blue, and it's also mildly destroyed. Though it is broken, it looks like the same model. It has the double wheels, we see it more clearly at 154. It's less destroyed here, so maybe this actually comes first. It's got flames on the side and double headlights like the first Avenger car. Nod to the Void containing all the various mess-ups from every universe, and a nod to Deadpool's love for Captain America. Now the people. Okay, we see Lady Deathstrike and Azazel from the X-Men movies. Literally, how cool is that? Presumably they are being played by the same actors, which is so fair. If Ryan Reynolds calls to ask you to reprise a role, who is saying no to that? You can see these two in the group standing in front of the big Ant-Man skull mask waiting for Cassandra Nova to come out. We can see Lady Deathstrike with her deadly manicure to the left and the devil, not devil, Azazel to the right. They are right beside the entrance to the evil lair, so maybe they each hold like high-level positions in Cassandra's ranks. It would make sense as they are both powerful mutants. Another mutant that is presumably returning is Toad. I'm pretty sure he's the guy like crouching in that scene. Deadpool has been around the universe in various forms, including as a dog, and that version of Deadpool looks like he will share a cute moment in the film. At 156, we can see Deadpool holding the presumably Earth 103173 version of himself, and Dogpool is giving him a kiss on the nose, while Wolverine stands in the back looking positively disgusted. They're also standing in front of the Blue Feet store, but it's not destroyed yet, though there are sparks behind the Deadpool, so an explosion is probably incoming. At 211, there is a portal that Wolverine and Deadpool jump into. We cannot see where they are jumping to, unfortunately, but the portal is what I find interesting. So far in the trailers for this movie, we know Deadpool is working with the TVA, but the way they time travel and world jump around is typically with these orange door-looking portals. The one in the trailer looks more like what you would see from someone practicing the mystical arts. If they are in the Void, does that mean there is a rogue Doctor Strange or Wong wandering around? I'm excited to find out. Towards the end of the trailer, Wade is seen discussing the various terms for disco dust with Blind Al, and Do You Want to Build a Snowman is mentioned as one of the things they cannot do in the film. This is a reference to Frozen, of course, a movie that Ryan Reynolds has expressed general parent frustration with, as his kids have made him watch it hundreds of times. That means he knows those songs better than anyone. In the second Deadpool movie, he drew comparison between Do You Want to Build a Snowman and Papa Can You Hear Me from Yentl, so this little conversation is not only funny, but also a callback to the second film, and maybe even born of Ryan Reynolds' own frustration with Frozen. There is so much more in the trailer than I could have possibly covered in this video. Let me know what you spotted and what or who you are most excited to watch in July. This is Juliana signing off. See you later.